walking down into the acre today. It's a cooler spring day. I'm down to my blue table. Obviously the tree here has now lost most of its blossom, and the green leaves are starting to sprout out. But this is quite exciting, and I didn't expect this to happen with the seeds, Paulownia seeds. The question is, do you put them in water, or do you put them straight into compost, so you don't have to faff about with them? Once they're in until you transplant them. So I'll show you the ones that are in the compost. They were planted a little bit earlier, but this is only 2 weeks here, and this is exciting. 2 weeks. And here we have in here a whole ton of germinated Paulownia Shantong. So as far as I'm concerned, this is the way to do it. Now it's going to take time to transplant them individually and a bit of fiddliness, but it took a month for the others to get to this point, and it's took these 2 weeks. And then everyone has definitely germinated and everyone has got their own cell to grow in. So from here onwards, I'm going to be using these containers, put the water in. I'll just put them in the window, no heat, nothing, and they've just germinated. That's fantastic. I'm really happy. So this is what's happened. The seeds that are in water, in plastic, they've germinated much more quickly than the seeds that were sown into the peat. So what I've done is I've started to take the germinating seeds out of here, and then I put them on this plate. I'll zoom in a little bit here so you can get a better view. Those tiny little germinated plants there. And here we have a tray where the germination percentage has been much lower. Most of the trays are around about 90%, and in this tray here we were down to possibly 30%. I suspect that this tray didn't get misted properly, so the germination has been held up by the fact that the peat was a little bit dry on the top, and obviously some cells that the seeds managed to cope with it, and in the other cells they're either still dormant or they're not going to germinate. And what I did is I put the remaining seeds I had from that particular packet into this plastic tub with water. As you can see, not very good clear picture, I know, but yeah, there's around about 100 odd seeds left in there. These are germinated seeds that I've now put into the spare cells. As you can see, they're very small, but they actually look quite healthy. Just 2 weeks to get to this stage, and whilst other seeds that were planted earlier are doing particularly well now in the peat, clearly it suggests that the best way is to germinate in water. It's easy, they're never going to go dry, and you can pick them out. It's a bit more painstaking, and then you can transplant them directly into the peat using the cocktail sticks. So here's our plate with our germinated seeds. I'm going to pick a seed that's germinated. Here we go. So as you can see, that little fella, it's got two lovely little leaves on it. Using a cocktail stick, it's going into this particular cell. Just push it down a fraction, and then tuck some peat around the root. Don't push it in too hard, but it doesn't hurt just to crowd the two leaves a little bit. And there's another one in. Got 3 more to do. Then I'll have to wait for a few more to germinate. But what I am going to do is that I'm going to put a grow light over the top of my little portable greenhouse and see if that germinates the seeds more quickly. And if it does, I could turbocharge the germination process and get it done a lot more quickly. So these two trays going back on the windowsill, as you can see the grow lights there. I'll shortly place these on top, but what I will do is give them a very good misting to keep the tops really damp.